mabebeti mumurutu maberidija kilo ngodeja jakenda kara yala special beti pirna tain imdo wuto ko meda nguto kilo ilo na kora dinyo yala lai nilo iko domindo na de ko kora ni mure wate holalia yala boda kilo jonga ilo na dinyo ibayo yala kilo nguto derubani rumbi ridia wala rurumbi.
The impetus for Empowered Aid comes out of my experience as a humanitarian aid worker, responding to gender-based violence in a number of emergencies over about 10 years, and seeing again and again women and girls that would come to the centers we set up and report that they had been abused or exploited by people who were saying that in order to access aid, they had to have a sexual relationship with them. And often there was very little we could do in terms of accountability. Many times the women and girls didn't know the name of the person that did this. They didn't know many details about the perpetrator. And the systems that were set up to respond really relied on this information. And so seeing that disregard again and again for how distributions of aid can put women and girls at risk of sexual exploitation and abuse, or SEA, is what led to the desire to do work to support preventing it. So Empowered Aid is using participatory action research to work with those most affected, in this case refugee women and girls, and really support them to be in roles that determine what questions are asked about their lives and how we answer those questions.
تجربتي كانت كتير منيحة وقوية، يعني خلتنا نقدر نحكي، خلتنا نقدر نعبر عن رأينا، نحكي اللي بدنا إياه، بس كان بدنا مين يعني يقلنا إنه نحكي يعني شو بدي أقولك، نعبر اللي بقلبنا. يعني تجربة كتير كانت منيحة وكتير قوية وخلتنا نقوي شخصيتنا كتير بشكل قوي.
I'd like to share with you 4 of our key takeaways from Empowered Aid. And the first one of these is that women and girls are experts in contextual safeguarding. Contextual safeguarding is another word for making the context safer, making the setting safer. So really our responsibility lies with ensuring that that entire ecosystem is safe and that we're keeping an eye on context conducive to abuse and addressing those contexts rather than waiting for reports of abuse to make their way to us. The best way to do this is to actively engage affected communities, and particularly women and girls, in program design and in program monitoring and evaluation processes, so that they're part of these processes from the get-go and they have a say, and their recommendations, their knowledge, their expertise are listened to and incorporated in how aid programs are designed and implemented.
I think the recommendations are very clear. Again, we are mentioning that GBV is not only, we're mentioning that SEA is not only a GBV focal point responsibility, it's everyone's responsibility. And the recommendations are very much divided by sector. So it's very clear, it's to the point, and it highly encourages and mobilizes other actors to be involved in SEA as well.
So my take from this project is that if the recommendations are put into consideration, it will go a long way to improve on the way how World Vision distribute or provide food assistance to the beneficiaries. And this one not only to World Vision, this project also applies to those who are implementing WASH, because the research was done in about 3 areas: food, wash, and then water, where women came out clearly that these were the areas that they feel not safe when they try to access aid in that area.
Na ingamuga nabo kujuna gatina de ibidi tutunda beri community ibidi saka ku jojo nda ngoto kulia na bukata aya tena di biti jonda saka na po ididini nika ko kumusisi